and send that straight to an area where there's no flooding to ease up the flooding situation. And on the crime situation, I want to be very, very careful because it has young men talking very nice, polite, but they coming to you as to use as victims and targets, and they're talking nice, but actually when they get close to you, they use a weapon, a knife or a gun or something, and they rob you. So you have to be careful on the street who are approaching you and how they're approaching you. You could be a victim anytime, any place, and anywhere. So just as you avoid coming out, and they are watching a house too, with cars, somebody come out in a corner, and you must have the neighborhood watch to help protect each other. Otherwise, all they could be victimized. And if they catch them in the property, it's your duty to address it. Make sure it doesn't leave. I do thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, apparently this is the norm there, which is totally unacceptable regardless if a new car park is being constructed. This cannot be used as a temporary parking. Now, I will tell you something. That issue in San Fernando there, that was always an issue. That is not no temporary parking. It's years now. They have been in mud. Year come, year go, government come, government go. And it's the same bloody hell thing. Nothing can change in years on that car park. That's when you enter the hospital from by the wharf side. You go up the hill, you park on your left. That is the muddy area. That have been like that for years. The new car park they are talking about is on the right hand side when you're going up the hill to the hospital. So they cannot say it's a temporary. That parking on the left hand side when you're going up the hill, that have been like that for years and years and years. It's sad. Boy. Moving along, viewers. This is an update on the Plural Road condition at Light Pole 167 Bon Air Road. MP Rai Ragwe is calling on authority to bring some relief to the community and repair the roads. Look at this.
Good evening, constituents. We are here at Lampole 176 Bon Air Road, and this is just an update of the deplorable road that commuters have to endure while traversing on the roadway. And you can clearly see that it is difficult for them to maneuver. And we are asking those in authority, this video will be posted, and those in authority to address this situation and bring some relief to the residents and commuters while traversing.
It really sad, you know, viewers. It really, really sad, you know. Persons are now calling for assistance as a landslide located at 435 William Smith Matacrood Road, Robert Village in Tabland is causing issues. So look at this. Look at that. A landslide is causing the earth to move. And I am definitely sure that is somebody's house. I'm definitely sure about that. Look at that. It's sad, you know. Now, a lot of landslides in Trinidad and Tobago has caused a lot of families to lose their property. I could tell you that I have seen that for myself. I have seen that for myself, viewers, right here in our own country. And who do we go to file a complaint saying that because of the landslide, this has happened? Who do we go to? Is there any place that we could go to get help? So we are going to have for a short commercial break, viewers. But when we come back from this break, we're going down to Barapo and hear what the villagers in Barapo have to say after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Unhappy with road repair in their community, residents of Rich Road and St. Cross Road, Barapur, resumed protest this morning. As early as 7:30 a.m., they threw debris across the road and set it alight, as they called for proper road repair and paving. Last week, the Ministry of Works and Transport commenced repair, but residents stated that the work is already deteriorating, leaving the road in a worse condition. With local government election coming up, one resident said the politicians would want his vote, but he preferred to abstain than to give his vote to a party that is doing nothing to improve his life. Well, my friend, he added that they will continue protesting until their roads are properly fixed. Look at that. Imagine you have to protest. You have to protest. Imagine that. It's sad. As I said, this is the state we have come to. Unless we don't protest. So I have a question to ask. Trinidad and Tobago, we need some answer. We need some clarification on this. Right? Now, this is a question being asked. A lot of individuals ask me the same thing. Now, you are registered to vote. And the PNM is presently in power. If you are registered to vote and you do not vote, is it that the previous time you vote that your vote is going to that party, or is it not counted? Because we have heard situations where people say, see me, I ain't going and vote, you know. But then we would hear rumors and we would hear talks that, you know what, if you don't vote, your vote will go to the leading party. Is this correct? We are trying to bring clarification to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, voting is your right, but we just want to clear up something. And a lot of individuals in Trinidad and Tobago, apparently we doesn't have the answer for this. So when election time comes and you do not vote, they say that the vote you voted the last 5 years will go to the present party. Is that true or false? Caller, good night.
With regards to these local elections, no observer. I saw something put out by the EBC to all the media houses, that the PNM is the only party that is contesting all 141
seats.
Electoral district. Isn't that it's supposed the EBC was supposed to be, an independent, impartial, entity. And when they are putting out, releases like this, to the public, isn't it saying that they are biased towards, they're leaning towards the PNM, sir?
I understand what you're saying.
I don't understand, and that is why we should insist and have observers, because if it is indeed that the EBC is so minded, to advertise for the PNM, then something is seriously wrong. There's a serious flaw.
Yes.
The other thing is our honorable Prime Minister, say in Parliament today, that, if he mislead the Parliament, he would resign. So he should resign a long time ago. Didn't he mislead the Parliament with the email gate, sir? And look at how much of the times that he makes statements misleading. So he have a track record of that. Next year, the Minister of Works talking about they have an aggressive, cleaning and maintaining river course. And if they had an aggressive program, sir, do you think we would have had that kind of flooding? It is now that it is happening, and because of the election, they're trying to clear the river. People are not fools, sir. People are not. Why is it that people have to protest to have our road? We are paying taxes. We are paying so much of things. Why can't we have our drains and river clear way before the rainy season starts? You can't go in the rain. Now look at the people in Bamboo. You know that the mouth of the Caroni River up to now has not been dredged. And what do you expect? Where is the water going to go? This has been nonsense. And I want to tell the electorate, what the PNM is campaigning on is reform. Nothing that they could say that they achieved or did, This reform they was talking about it years ago, and it has not materialized. I hope people now see for themselves they have nothing to get under this PNM. That reform what they're talking about is to fool people to pay tax. People are already suffering. People are on the brink of starvation, and you're coming to impoverish them more. So if you cannot pay property tax, your property would be sold. And is this what people stand up, put race aside, look at, there's a nice that someone, posted up on the internet. Where there was a man, he had a set of chicken, and he pulled out all the feathers while they was alive. They was bleeding, they was suffering. And you know what the man did? He got some corn. And he threw it for them, and though the chicken was suffering and bleeding, they was following him. This is a part what the PNM is doing to their supporters. So it is time, think about your children and your grandchildren, the future of Trinidad, make a wise decision and get this government out of power. They've got a lot of time, it's time for them to go now. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. At least 16 families remained at risk overnight after strong wind ripped the roof of their Housing Development Corporation HDC apartment complex in Lavantil on Tuesday afternoon. With only tarpaulin covering where sheets of galvanized were once placed, the families were fearing that worse with more bad weather being predicted. This is the second disaster to befall this community as an HDC building was gutted by fire in an arson attack in 2011. Lavantil West MP Fitzgerald Hines stated that he visited the area on Monday to access the space of rebuilding at the burnt-out HDC complex. As fate would have it, he stated that the contractor hired to rebuild the burned building was also hired by HDC to repair the rooftop of the nearby housing complex after the galvanized sheet were ripped off by the high winds on Tuesday. He said the cost of the emergency repair could not be ascertained, but no cost is too great. You hear that? All you hear lyrics? No cost is too great to repair, No cost. Call a good night.
Hello.
Good night. You're live on Real Talk. Go right ahead.
Yes, I would just want to get back to the point about if you don't vote, what happens.
Yes,
In an election, this bunch of people vote against that bunch of people. And if you don't vote, you didn't give them opposition. So automatically, the winning party who win the last election, they come like they get no opposition. So therefore, that means that you vote for them.
Would they get your vote or not? Seeing that you voted in the previous...
They will not get your vote, but they will just get no opposition.
Oh, I understand.
Put them out of power.
So if they don't vote in this general election, which means the vote didn't go for any party?
It didn't go for no party, and it also means to say who in power, you like what they're doing. So you're not opposing them, so they're going to remain there. Because if all the opposition people sit down and they vote, what happens?
Correct.
They go back at the incumbent. By law, supposed to go back in power.
I understand.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for explaining, because a lot of individuals in Trinidad and Tobago seems to have the mentality that if you don't go and vote, the last time you vote, that your vote will automatically go for the party that is in power presently. So viewers, they cleared it up. If you don't vote, which means you just don't care. But if you want change, if you desire change, you will get your behind up and go and vote. It's that simple. Be important. Become an important person on that day. Go cast your vote. Whether it's for the president or a new one. We cannot tell you who to vote for. We can't. Now, no cost is too great to repair, according to Fitzgerald Hines. I wonder who got that contract. Who got that contract? When Fitzgerald Hines visited his constituency a couple of years back when they flooded out, did he use the term, no cost is too great? I wonder which contractor got the contract to repair this roof and repair the burnt HTC building. Does anybody have that information? And then we would know why it is now that Fitzgerald Hines used the statement, no cost is too great. Why didn't he spend money in his constituency when they kicked water on him? All remember that? Why did he service his community? Because it was too much. But now a contractor doing the work, and we don't know who's the contractor. We don't know. The cost is not too great now. No cost is too great. My mistake. My mistake. So they could spend money is not a problem. Oh, wait. Is it because of election they said that? Huh? Is it? Keep in mind, Fitzgerald Hines is the Minister of National Security. Presently, we have in Trinidad and Tobago that the Ministry of National Security is renting buildings to call police station. Remember that. No cost is too great. Members of the 4 affected families stated that in the past they had complained to the HDC about the dilapidated state of the roof, covering their unit, but only patchwork was done. They complained. Patchwork was done. Call a good night.
Who did get to clean the Brian Lara Stadium? If that's not the contractor, who gonna help the people and who get them over there?
I didn't know. I can't remember who was the contractor. Got the contract to clean the Brian Lara Stadium. You know. Caller, you know who? He gone? I guess we lost him. Now, viewers, following a devastating flood on the Woodland plains, residents are demanding the immediate implementation of an early warning flood system for the South Oropouche Basin. The call for action comes from South Oropouche Flood Action Group. Residents, Edward Moody, who says the government received a $10 million release from the CAF Development Bank and the CAF Development Bank of Latin America last December for flooding mitigation purpose. Hey, Rohan, how much of that money was spent in Oropouche? He stated that an ideal system should work with sensors located at strategy point in the watercourse that are uploaded onto a computer model that would trigger an alarm once various stipulation levels are reached. This will activate first response and enable the dissemination of information to stakeholders. On Labor Day, Moody and over 35 residents tried to fortify the bank using sandbags and truck tire. Truck tire, viewers. Remember I was telling you about the residents are going to push down there to build a bank with tire? Remember I was telling you that? See if you can get that video, director. An initiative which was commended by the Ministry of Works. Condemned, not commended, you know. Condemned by the Ministry of Works and Transport. Remember I was telling you that? Two officials went down and told the residents that they are in a breach. All you remember that, viewers? Ministry of Work condemned the action. But that action saved. It saved the Woodland area from a massive flooding. So according to Moody now, come back to me, director. According to Moody now, Rohan, the 10 million that all got from the Latin American Bank, was any of that money spent in Woodland? Ooh, look back on all here now. Look, we're touching on something. $10 million were received from a Latin American bank. How much of that was spent in flooding throughout Trinidad and Tobago for this year thus far? Could anybody in the ministry say something? Could anybody? The ministry stated rehabilitation work to repair breaches along the New Cut Channel over the weekend will cost $10 to $12 million. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinaran confirmed that the government is working with the Aveen Development Bank and several stakeholders to mitigate flooding across the island. They're working to mitigate flooding, but they have officials going down to tell residents who trying to save their community from a flooding. All they have officials going down to tell them that, oh, all in a breach, look at water. This barricade that was built by tire and sandbags, it prevented water from entering into the Woodland area. Look at water that was prevented. Look at that. Look at it, Trinidad and Tobago. Look at the level of water on the other side. And look at the level of water on this side. That bank stopped. Where is the official today? Where is the official that went down to tell the residents that they were in a breach? Did the official respond to any sort of help? No. Up to this day. Up to this day. Eh? Where are the officials? All they should be stinking ashamed. All they're going to tell the residents that they're in a breach, but all they work with an excavator, all they work with sandbag, all they work with no voucher for the residents and them to get a little hamper or to get a fridge. Look at water that sandbag and that tire bank prevent from going into the community. And then now, citizens who watching Real Talk now would say, oh, Saieed, you're bashing the government. Then I standing here for your family and yourself. So when you had nothing to do, instead of calling the program and say, Saieed, you're blasting PNM and you're backbiting and go and eat a cricks. Bust up your gum on the inside with that dry cricks. You are standing up not even for your neighbor, but you're calling to criticize me? A man who pushed for 11 legislation and amendment and get passed in the parliament and was approved by the former AG, you want to bash me? But let me tell you something. Sometime, if you don't like the show, switch your channel. Switch your channel. It's the simplest thing to do, switch your channel, than call to insult me. Because I'm trying to get a road fixed where your car passing on. I'm trying to get a bridge fixed that your vehicle passing on. The same bridge that your wife and children had to pass on, I push it to get it fixed, but you want to call and bash? If you want to eat boulders and walk through water and pull up your pants on the road, are your business partner. My suit and them expensive. Call a good night.
Very, very good evening to you, Mr. Saieed.
To you, my friend.
I would just like to address the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago quickly. If you are very happy and contented and satisfied with the flooding, with the high food prices, home invasions, lack of good response from the police, the lack of good detection from the police service, poor service in the medical system, in the hospitals, and I could go on and on and on. If you're happy with everything, with the potholes, with the 2013 salary you're still working for, with the pittance they throw on you have no choice but you take the 4%. If you're happy with all this nonsense and you're really happy, you go ahead, people. Vote PNM. If you're not happy and you would like a better salary because the prices of everything keep rising and you're still working for the same salary, and on top of that, very soon you'll have to pay property tax, money you don't have, get rid of the bunch of garahas. Get rid of them right now, all the best.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear residents beg authorities to repair a bridge after an accident. After this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Concerned for the safety of pedestrians and commuters, residents are calling on the authority to urgently repair a bridge at Suchet Trace in Pinal. Almost half of the railing on one side of the bridge is now bent downwards into the river. Now, after a car crashed into it on Saturday morning, look at this, viewers. Now, this location is the Koromata River. A car crashed into the bridge, bent the iron down. Now, the residents are calling for an immediate fix. So hear this, Residents complained that even before this, the road conditions are bad and suggested that only one lane of traffic be allowed across the bridge at a time and the construction of a walkway. This is what was said, Now, another resident who is 73 years was almost struck by a car 3 times while walking along the bridge. Now that the railing have been damaged, the elderly man said he is afraid to cross the bridge. The Penal Debe Regional Corporation Chairman, Dr. Alan Sami, stated that they were working on having a railing repaired as soon as possible. He said all I could have done at the time was place caution tape. Hey Heinz, no cost is too great. You think your mouth could affect Rohan Sinanan, and you think your mouth could affect the Ministry of Finance to release a little money for the corporation down in Penal Debe, and you think Rohan could get together with Bridge Department to spend a little money down in Suchet Trace down there, where a 73 years old man was almost bounced down 3 times? Do you think your mouth had that amount of power, Heinz? No cost is too great? I'm going to tell you something. Ministers have the right to say anything because they are in power. Listen good. Open up your ears. Ministers will say anything because they are in power. I, Saieed, the host of Real Talk on Synergy Television, will challenge them anytime. Anytime, anytime, anytime. They are ministers, I am a citizen. Your mouth has power, so does mine. So does mine. You there for 5 years? It's my job to embarrass you at your portfolio for 5 years. For what? Lack of performance. This is my job. To demand you to do something for your community. Trying to make I tell you something. If every minister take this into consideration, sleep on it, think about it. If every minister that it have in parliament see about their community, I will tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago would be a better place. If every minister see about their constituency, we would be a better place. We have 1.4 million people in a 2x2 country. 41 MPs. Millions of dollars flowing through the treasury. Hundreds of millions of dollars that are being collected by from taxpayers. And yet the 41 MPs in Trinidad and Tobago cannot see about their constituency. From the road to the bridge to the box drain to WASA to electricity to schooling to security. 41 MPs in Trinidad and Tobago, and not one out of the 41 of them could have a proper constituency. Not one. Why is this? Ask yourself, what is the purpose of voting? We understand it is your right. But what is the purpose of voting if you put an individual there and they're not performing? What is the purpose of him holding a position? Voting is your right. But what is the right of the individual who is holding his seat and holding a portfolio? What is their right? Oh, well, you know, we don't have money and the Ministry of Finance didn't release money. If the Ministry of Finance, if I will tell you something, there's one minister controlling the Ministry of Finance, that's Imbert. If 40 MPs, listen me carefully, If 40 MPs decide to stand up and let finance minister know, here what's going on now. Use the MP, use the minister of finance, my community need help. We need financing. Instead of my community members and them insult me, I come in to tell you here we're going to release funding for my community now. It have drain, it have box drain, it have water lines, it have street lights need repairing. What you going to do for my community? I didn't put up myself just to join a party, you know. I put up myself here to help my community. So the people who bash on Saieed, ask your minister that. Ask your minister that, if you could see him. If you could get in touch in his office. Why did you represent our community again? Why? Why did you go up? So that I could make it better for all our we. Really? Well, then the road need fixing. What are you doing about it? You know what the minister release no finance. It is your duty to go to the minister. Don't tell me here release no finance. Don't tell me here release no finance. It is your duty as the constituency MP to go to the Minister of Finance and demand funding. 40 MPs against one minister. What do you think he going to do? Resign or release funding? You be the judge. You be the judge. Because I will tell you something. I will tell you something. If I was an MP in whatever party leading, let me tell you something. My constituency had to be A1, you know. Otherwise, there's problem for all you. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but until we meet again, good night.